Once upon a time, there was a boy named Daniel who lived in a small town surrounded by hills and rivers. Daniel was a shy and quiet kid, always nervous about trying new things. His biggest fear was failure, whether it was riding a bike, answering questions in school, or learning how to swim. He often held back because he was afraid he would not be good enough. Daniel's grandmother, Grandma Rose, lived with them. She was a lively, warm hearted woman who always had a twinkle in her eye. Grandma Rose was known for her wisdom and her adventurous spirit. Even though she was getting older, she never let anything stop her from trying new things. She loved gardening and knitting, baking, and even dancing whenever her favorite songs came on. One day, Daniel came home from school feeling defeated. His classmates had been practicing for the school talent show and he could not bring himself to sign up. He did not believe he had any talent. Grandma Rose saw the sadness in his eyes and invited him to sit with her in the garden. "What's on your mind, Dani?" she asked gently. "I'm just not good at anything, Grandma," Daniel mumbled. "Everyone else can sing, dance, or play sports. I just can't do anything right." Grandma Rose smiled and placed her hand on his shoulder. "You know, when I was your age, I felt the same way." Daniel's eyes widened. "You did?" "Oh yes," Grandma Rose said, looking up at the sky as if remembering the past. "When I was young, I was scared of everything. I thought I'd never be good at anything, just like you feel now. But do you know what's changed?" Daniel shook his head. "I stopped being afraid of making mistakes," she said. "I realized that trying and failing wasn't the end of the world. In fact, it was the only way I could get better." "Do you think I was always good at knitting or gardening?" "I made so many mistakes, but every time I failed, I learned something new. And that's what made me stronger." Daniel listened quietly, thinking about what she said. Grandma Rose continued, "You see, Dani, everyone has their own special talents. But you'll never find yours if you are too scared to try. Success isn't about never feeling down. It's about getting back up every time you do." The next day, Daniel decided to make his grandmother's advice. He signed up for the school talent show, even though he was not sure what his talent would be. He spent days trying different things, singing, playing the piano, and even juggling. He was not great at first, but every time he felt like giving up, he remembered Grandma Rose's words, "Trying is how you grow." After a week of practice, Daniel discovered that he had a knack for storytelling. He loved creating characters and imagining new worlds, just like the stories Grandma Rose used to tell him. On the night of the talent show, Daniel stood nervously on the stage, his heart racing, but as soon as he started telling his story, he felt the fear melt away. The audience was captivated by his words, and by the time he finished, the way clapping and cheering. After the show, Daniel ran home to tell Grandma Rose she was waiting for him with open arms. I knew you could do it, she said, hugging him tightly. From that day on, Daniel was not afraid to try new things. He knew that with every failure came a lesson, and with every lesson he grew stronger. And every time he felt doubt creeping in, he remembered his grandmother's wise words. The only way to fail is to never try. And so Daniel grew up to become a storyteller, a dreamer, and a believer in the power of persistence, all thanks to the loving encouragement of his grandmother.